one sec. Okay, now in regards to Danielle, that's the pig that's always out in with the goats that she leaves out in the goat field, that has been out there pretty much the whole winter to fend for itself with the goats.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody feeds her. She will never get fed. After I leave, she will never get fed. When the sheep and the goats, I would wait. I would have to wait until the sheep and the goats were either sleeping or on the other end of the field, and I would feed her and I was very careful to make sure they didn't see, because as soon as they would see it, they would all come and take her food. So I would feed her, and I mentioned that to Nicole. Oh, she's fine. She can eat hay.
Okay, she's saying that the potbelly pig is fine, that can eat. She's got the hay to eat. That's it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Now, in regards to the feeding of all those, the sheep and the goats and the donkey there and Danielle, is it still 2 buckets of food a day?
Yeah.
Okay, so that never changed.
No.
Okay, that's something I need to know, because that's exactly what they've been fed, and there's like over 30 animals in there to try and feed off of out of 2 buckets of really crappy food. So.
Yeah, it's terrible. And that donkey, I gotta mention about that donkey, Rob. Okay. That donkey is so lonely. He's so lonely. He stands at the corner, at the farthest end, closest to the horses that he can.
Yeah.
He's so lonely. He's crying and crying out to the horses. I asked Nicole before I left, can I put the donkey in with the horses? She said yes. I think that would be, the horses wouldn't mind. So I took the donkey in with the horses. He was so happy. He was running around with them. They were running around together. When I went back for my tent several days later, she had put him back in with the sheep and the goats, and again he was standing at the farthest end of the corner, closest to the horses, crying and crying for them. Donkeys need their own kind, or they go into extreme loneliness and grief.
Well, the thing about it is, she got it to help protect the, I don't know why she got it. Like with a donkey, unless it's raised with the goats and the sheep, it will do that. It'll seek out its own kind. But because she got this donkey at its later stage of life, and it doesn't recognize any of these animals, it's totally lonely. So for it to be with the horses would have accepted it more because of it being a donkey than they did the llama, which they trampled to death. So
and
so how did the horses treat the donkey?
They were so happy. The horses, because I had let them out in the back field. They were running around, and then the donkey was running, following them right behind, and they were just trotting all over the field together with the donkey at the back.
Yeah.
Running and running, and that donkey was so happy to be with the horse.
And then you went back, and she had the donkey right back with the goats, the sheep.
And then again, he was standing at the corner, as close as he could get to the horses, just crying and crying. But this time, the horses are in the back field, so he can't even see the horses now. Now I'm going to say one more thing about Acorn. She's in that. I know she's blind, but if Nicole originally said that she would put Acorn in with the horses in the backfield once the grass started growing.
Okay.
And that would have been fine, because they would be eating grass.
Well, most of like I've been to Etter sanctuaries, and they don't keep the blind horses in small little apartment-sized enclosures like that, because horses have great sense of their surroundings. So.
Yeah, and she doesn't know that, and she's got Acorn confined in there. And when I let the horses out into the back field, now she can't sense them, and she's crying and crying and crying for them. So I talked to Nicole. I said, can we now put Acorn in? And she was yelling at me and saying, no, we can't. The only reason she's crying is she wants an apple and a carrot, and when I give her that, she's going to be fine. And so, no, we can't. And then she hung up on me. She's crying. She is lonely. Horses cannot be alone. They are such herd animals. They have to be with each other.
Yeah.
And she's desperately lonely now just because she can't even sense them now because they're in the backfield. The other thing is, when I went back to get my tent, I only saw the cow. I did not see any of the bulls anywhere. I didn't see Pouty Face, the other one, or Denver. What's the other one's name? The one that's got the wrinkle on the forehead?
Coco.
Coco. I
Yeah,
didn't
Coco.
see them anywhere. I don't know what happened to them. Maybe they're still there, but I didn't see them.
Okay, they might have been in the backfield somewhere.
No, but I had to go to through the backfield
Oh, okay.
to get my tent, and so I looked around in the backfield, and I couldn't see them. And then I went into the front field, you know, where they were in the winter. I couldn't see them. I went into the barn where I was staying. There was only the cow. So in the backfield that I had to walk through, I had to walk a number of times because I was getting things from my tent. I didn't see them at all.
Okay,
Now,
that'll be
maybe
something
they're
we'll have to
still there.
investigate then. I'll get somebody to go there and see if they're still there or what happened.
But Acorn and the donkey needs to go in with the horses. They are so lonely.